Yo, I'm almost done with this chapter. How many pages do I have left? I got 6 pages left to draw. Now, this just say I have a lot. I probably have. What are my storyboards? How many damn pages do I have left? Hey, all off. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. What? Just 3 pages left to sketch out. And then there is, well, that's 3 to sketch and ink plus 4, 5, roughly basically about 6 more pages. This chapter is 54 pages long. All right. This is a very long chapter. It's a 2-in-1 basically. Because it is super important. It's the halfway point of the bloody hell story. Like the grand plot of what the story is actually about. We're halfway through it. There's still a bunch of other things that need to happen to tie things in well, to challenge the ideas that are explored. But I can officially say that Volume 5 is somewhat the halfway point of the story. So that's really nice. That's really nice. What's up, Lindo? You keep pausing when speaking. If not careful, you'll end up falling asleep. I keep pausing? Nah, bro. What? Nah, that must be your internet. Or it might be mine. It's not me. It's the internet. I ain't pausing, bro. What you talking? Now I am seeing that. Oh, great. And then a phone call comes in. Oh no. Let me just take this real quick. I'm on a mute. Oh, damn it. I gotta go fix something real quick. Let me put on some music while I head out. I'll be back in a jiff. You sound tired, that's what I mean. Oh. Yeah, see, Olaf says I sound fine, bruh. I don't know, bro. But hey, look, my soul is tired. These hunchbacks, retards, they might They have a nigga down a little bit. Let me quickly go fix something outside, and then I'll be back. I'll put that soundtrack over here.
Guys, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm opening the goddamn door and the mother effing lizard up in here. How the hell did this thing get in? God damn it. I made sure nothing gets in.
Fuck's sakes, man.
Ah! I haven't even opened the door yet. For fuck's sakes. Fuck this place. Ah! What the hell? How? Where? Where's my damn spray at? Oh. I hate my... God damn it.
double checked everywhere.
I don't know how the hell.
Damn animal got in here.
You just can't do nothing right in the jungle. You just can't win. I'm trying to concentrate and do some work, and this mother effer just got in here somehow. Where did it go now? Oh.
You just can't win, man. Just can't win. Like you just cannot be dealing with high gas prices and then fucking animals just walking through walls into your place, bro. Like I can't deal with this. Anyway, where was I? Looking at the notes. I need to calm down a bit. What the? Okay. Well, it looks like Pierce is offline. Pretty short notice, but I thought maybe he'd be able to join. Man, now I'm really just not even in the mood. How did this happen? When and where? Covered every checkpoint. Ah, boy. Oh, well. I don't know if I'm gonna get a copyright strike by listening to this AI history video. It's pretty cool. It's about Julius Caesar and his philosophy. It would be the second time listening to it. But man, is it very well done. I'd say it's worth a listen. Will Muzi get those 6 pages, or will the lizard live to crawl another day? Bro, why you roasting me? Obviously, it's going to live to crawl another day. Oh, but now I know why it was hiding by the door. Because the other places where they would hide, it can't hide there. That means there's only 2 places left it could hide. And it's right there by my bed. Well, I'm sure it won't try to hide there, because I'll catch it eventually. I know how these are. Eventually they starve in here, and then they go to the only light source available. But they gotta make sure that a hiding place is nearby. The only hiding place now The best one is the door.
Because the door's made of wood.
And they camouflage there. Well, I guess I have to wait a week before it crawls out again. God damn it. Oh, it's PIERS. Oh, what is he saying? Electricity. Oh boy. Yep. PIERS is either killed by electricity and I'm killed by lizards. You just can't make this up, bruh. This is some jungle shit, bro. Yeah, he can't make it. Damn. That sucks. No, Grammarly, get away from me. Okay. Yeah, he can't make it. He can't make it. Oh well.
59 BC, a young Roman official stood in a temple in Spain and began to weep. His staff assumed he was grieving. They were wrong.
Let me at least try.
He was not weeping from sadness.
Because I was going to ink these 3 pages at least.
Burning, intolerable recognition that had just broken over him like cold water. On the wall of the temple was a statue of Alexander the Great. Julius Caesar was 31 years old. Alexander had conquered the known world and died at 32. Caesar had done nothing.
No.
Not yet. His companion
Now my stylus is jacked. Pressure sensitivity is off. What? This damn lizard, bro.
He wept because Alexander at his age had already conquered the world, while he himself had done nothing memorable.
Gee, y'all.
What is extraordinary about that moment is not the ambition. Ambition was common in Rome.
Let's see.
What is extraordinary is the clarity. Caesar, at 31, had already decided exactly what his life was for, exactly how it would be measured, and exactly how far short of that measure he currently fell. That kind of ruthless self-assessment, not self-pity, not self-congratulation, but cold, accurate measurement of the gap between what he was and what he intended to be, is the foundation of everything Julius Caesar would go on to do, and it is where his philosophy begins. Most people think they know Julius Caesar. They know the name, they know et tu, brute, a line Shakespeare invented. They know he crossed the Rubicon, that he was assassinated on the Ides of March, that he was a great general. They know the outline. What they do not know is what Caesar actually believed. The ideas he held, the framework through which he saw the world, the philosophy that drove him from an unremarkable young man, with enormous debts and no prospects, into the figure who shattered the Roman Republic and made the modern world possible. Because
I'm demoralized
Caesar was not
now.
simply a man of action, he was a man of ideas, one of the most intellectually serious figures of the ancient world. He wrote memoirs
Let me
of his
try.
campaigns, the Gallic Wars, the
Try
Civil
to
War,
ink, shall
that
we?
are still used to teach Latin, models of prose clarity so precise they read like something written yesterday. He wrote a treatise on Latin grammar. He wrote poetry. He gave speeches that contemporaries ranked alongside Cicero's, and Cicero was the greatest orator Rome ever produced.
Grammarly sounds like a DBZ villain,
To think,
you know?
a man whose thinking was the
Because those villains' names are rather crazy.
To understand
I
Caesar's
suppose so.
philosophy, you have to understand the Rome he was born into. Gaius Julius Caesar was born in
Paul
100
PIERS.
BC.
He's demoralized too, he says.
That claimed descent from the goddess Venus through Aeneas, the Trojan hero. This sounds grand. In practice, the
Stay
Julian family had not
strong.
produced a man of real political consequence for generations. They had the bloodline and the name. They did not.
Okay, let me pause the Caesar thing. No, what I really notice about all of these great leaders of the past, Caesar, Napoleon, Alexander, all of them have one thing in common. All of them. They were all rightly positioned in a time and in a place and the environment to actually be able to seize power for themselves. There's just no way you can be Alexander the Great without being the son of King Philip. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way you can be Caesar without all the prior things that required him to be in that position. There's no way. So in other words, you can be super brilliant at something, but that doesn't mean you're gonna be Julius Caesar. Even dictators like Idi Amin, the guy was well positioned within the military, well positioned to take over. So it's just interesting to know, because I think sometimes, well, I know I do, I give myself a hard time that, wait a minute, aren't I supposed to be Julius Caesar? Yeah, I am if I was born in the right family. So, do I think Torishima is right about manga being too complex and serious? I would say so, because in Torishima's mind, when he says that, he's speaking within the context of Shonen Jump. That's what he worked for, right? Shonen, what the? Oh no. Why is this happening? Ah, come on. Oh, lizard is messing up my computer, man. Please work. No! Stupid lizard. It's fried. It's fried everything. It fried the pen sensitivity. Man, whatever. I'm just gonna continue with the pen sensitivity all jacked up. Anyway, now Torishima is, I don't think he's wrong, because the context is within Shonen Jump. I mean, just look at what he's commentating on, right? Sure, he mentioned Blue Lock, which is from Kodansha, but mostly it is within the context of Shonen Jump material. So I would say that manga has become too complex, but that is going with the times. There's always been complex manga, and I would say the one he wrote, he spoke about in his book, I think it's Love Boy I or Love Girl AI, right? I forgot what it's called really, but it's got the word love and AI in it. It's about a girl who's an AI robot, and the guy falls in love with her. It was rather complex in a way, but still simple. And I would say Shonen Jump now has too many overly complex stories, or tries to be complex, right? And he feels that, hey, you know, this isn't the way. But we know this is happening because, you know, Jump is letting anybody in. It's letting anyone in. They don't have real quality control. They've been bought by BlackRock anyway. So, yeah, manga itself has always had its complex stories out there, but within the context of Shonen Jump itself, there's just too many complex ones right now. So I would say he's right. He is right. And since he mostly mentioned about, hey, we got to create something for the kids, without catering to the kids, there won't be manga tomorrow. He's also right. But these kids are not the same. These kids are jacked in the head now. So that's one consideration that he, he's not thinking about, that the kids are messed up, right? These corporations want the buck, and the adults got the buck, and the adults are a bit more jacked in the head than the kids, because the adults just want dopamine. And they want something that seems complex because it has a lot of dialogue in it, but it's actually shallow. It might seem complex, but it can't actually go into the depths of things, even what it presents. I mean, JJK speaking about the merger and doing nothing with it is just an example, right? Would have been cool to explore what that would have been like, but no, that's not what happened. Man, this no pressure sensitivity thing is tough. It takes maximum concentration. I blame the lizard. But anyway, this chapter has a lot of revelation. Now, Pierce mentioned in his video, his review, that I subvert a lot of ideas, but not for the sake of it, but in a way to challenge those ideas. And definitely, that's what this chapter is. It's a total what the F type of chapter. Totally warping everything you thought you knew. And you're like, huh? But what now? What does this mean? What's going to happen now? So, and this is like a part of the story where, let's say I couldn't finish it, would be really nice to just leave it off, right? Leave people like, whoa, what could have been? What was Jacob's decision going to be? Blah, 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 type thing. It's one of those chapters where if the author decided to disappear, it would leave people scratching their heads for a while. All the new gen angsty shonen woke everyone up. Yeah, but people are still disingenuously celebrating some things like Kagurabashi. Since it's got an anime now, people are gonna go insane next year and pretend of how peak it is. Like, yeah. Wipe the tip of the pen. That happens to me too when I lose. Oh, really? Okay, I'm wiping it now. Checking the tablet menu software is not gonna help, bro. But I'm rubbing the pen. So let's see. Please work. Did it work? No, not really. Didn't work at all. I probably have to restart the computer, but I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. This is the definition of, oh well, use what you got type thing. Oh well, this is the sudden circumstance. Pen sensitivity not working. Lizard hiding somewhere, plotting to kill me. Oh well. Oh well, bro. Just gotta keep going. There's definitely a lot of wannabe complex stories in today's world. It's like these modern authors are trying to explore themes and ask questions about our current reality, but they don't know how to do it correctly because they don't really read history. You know, they don't read philosophy. They're just it's just a bunch of spaz dorks who want to be cool and edgy. It's like, look, man, if you want to have a point and actually challenge people's minds, you're gonna have to read, bro, and you're gonna have to comprehend what Socrates was trying to say over there and here, right? Before you can formulate your own opinion about reality, you have to look at what the great thinkers thought of reality, what their findings were, and so on. But these people, nah, that's too much effort. They just want to be edgelords for the hell of it. It just ain't working, bro. And that's why I don't care anymore. Can't say there's any manga I objectively look forward to, or any anime. The finale of Bleach maybe, but we already know how it ended. So, am I really, what's there really to be excited about? I already know. So, remember when I used to say, oh, Western world, you better catch yourselves before you turn into Africa, before you turn into a place with no standards. Well, here we are. And that was 3 years ago. In 3 years, the entirety of the West turned into Africa. Open corruption everywhere. It's as if everybody's governed by the ANC government right now. Right? Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Donald Trump, there's no difference between him and my president, right? No difference. They're both equally idiotic Neanderthals who are just filled with self-interest, random policies or schemes to enrich themselves further. Open corruption. Right there in the town square. Right. But oh well. Oh well. Oh man, I think I sprayed too much of that lizard spray. I can't breathe now. It's a bit too much. And I was so close to killing it. I just had the broom in one hand and the cell phone on the other hand because I had to keep my light on it. You can't kill a lizard with one hand, man. You just can't do it. In theory, this should not be hard at all to ink, because there's so many splash pages of just close-up shots. But it is still challenging, especially with no pen sensitivity. But hey, maybe it works out because this moment, Jacob is rather, filled with anxiety, stressed out. Typical of him, right? But this time, he does move the story forward. So don't worry, Piers. This time when Jacob appears, well, at least in this moment, the actual story moves forward. Greatly so here. Greatly so. Now, the most fun thing about this chapter has been the dialogue between the two. Because here they're having a conversation, Dracula and Jacob, you know. Dracula is explaining himself, actually. Explaining why he killed his parents, why he had to kill them, blah, blah, blah. And it's cool. Now, something I said about Volume 4 was that I don't think I added enough lines. So now I'm very conscious of that. As to like, alright, I want to add some render lines here and there. Let's see. Here as well. And over here. I think if Bloody Hell were to go mainstream, I know for a fact it wouldn't work mainstream for the simple reason that it's too organic, you know. It doesn't follow a type of structure where it's like, oh, we're going into that arc now, we're going into that arc, we are here, blah blah. It doesn't have that episodic merry-go-round type of experience. It's a type of experience that really just consumes your whole mind and needs you to concentrate. And that is not what they want in the mainstream, obviously. They want proper dopamine garbage. So, oh well. I did say a long time ago, I'm not making something for zombies here. Oh, there was one page I wanted to render on a live anyway. But now I don't think I can with this pen pressure problem. Well, I'm gonna try. Okay. Let me turn this into a new layer. Don't you just hate it when you have random gaps somewhere and you can't see where? Over there. Okay, there we go. Now this moment is very, very critical, because right here Jacob pretty much is wrestling is wrestling with the fullness of who's to blame for everything. So it's like, oh damn, this is a problem. Ooh, that is so cool. Happy accident. Okay. Boom. Let's try that again. Oh, look at that. Okay. Let me try one last time. Just one click. Ah. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay. Before I mess that up, let me then use the airbrush and do that. Ooh. Yeah. That's just right. That's just right. Okay. And just put in all the little black parts. Okay. I don't think I can ink Dracula here. Or this one. I don't know. Olaf, you're reading Kagurabashi now? Yeah, because you have nothing else to read, bro. And of course it's alright, because the compensation is all the high action. Like, we're being conditioned here to accept mediocre stuff just because there's a lot of sugar. The sugar is the action, the blood, the gore, right? It's not alright. I mean, can you live by eating just McDonald's? Sure. It's alright. You can. Doesn't mean it's good for you. You're gonna be like Sean James. Probably watched a few YouTube videos and thinks they know something. No, Kagurabashi is not good. I mean, just try and if you only want action and blood and gore, then go ahead. It's gonna be perfect for that. But if you want a main character that you can look up to, that you're rooting for, that's not Kagurabashi. Why would you read or watch any story where you don't like the main character, we don't really empathize for him at all? I mean, you can understand his motive, but he's just so robotic in pursuing his mission. Like, there's no time to reflect on the mission itself. It's just chaos. In Jump, looks like the newest, latest two are getting chopped. The third one is on the line, on the thin line, and the romance manga close to 100 gets a premature axe. I'm not surprised, bro. I'm not surprised. I give props for Kawarabashi cinematic scenes, but that's about it. I never felt any strong attachment, basically. I never heard anyone review or talk about the Fable manga, but I thought it was a cool manga. Fable? I don't think I even heard of it. Fable? I'm thinking of Fable the video game. By organic, do you mean original and not borrowing from anywhere else? We all borrow from everywhere else. We all do. By organic, I mean the author must be extrapolating from his own experience, his own life experience, right? So that's what I mean by organic, because these inorganic people, they solely take from other stories. They don't take from their own lives. They will make Jacob gay, that's right. There's a gap in the triangle on the side, found it. The part touching his skin, found it. Luffy is more interesting than... Yeah, I actually agree. He is more interesting, even though I hate him. What's up, Rookie R? I got about the organic comment. Cool. Yeah, I hate Luffy, but he is way better than Chihiro. However you say his name, he's way better. Okay, let me try to render this. Let me try to render this. I should have spent more time thinking about it. What exactly? Oh, how exactly do I want to render this? But oh well. This chapter is going to have a lot of contrast. Anytime Jacob's on camera, there's always a lot of contrast, which I like. So here he was about to crash out as usual, but the guy grew up, you know, character development. There's no point in crashing out, because he can't kill Dracula anyway. So okay. Man, I'm really thinking about where that lizard came from. What now? Ugh, don't you just hate taxes? Tax is insane right now. Yep, that's the tax man calling me at this hour. Hold on. I'm just gonna. You know, I don't even complain anymore about money just falling out your pocket, bro. Like I just don't. I just don't. Niggas now need a whole bag, and it's like, all right, well, that's all the cash I had left, so it's fine. You know, it's fine. Just L after L, and I know some hunchback celebrate, ha ha ha, L after L, ha ha ha. Well, bro, L after L, chapter after chapter, I'm getting it done. You know, I'm getting it done. Already, volume 4 sales is over 10. Over 10 sales for volume 4. So thanks to everybody who made that purchase. You know, it really helps out because, I mean, look at these bills that I do gotta pay. who do I have to pay to make sure I never have to deal with a lizard again? Who do I have to pay? I asked the Afrikaans guy, because you know then, the Afrikaner, Dutchman, white person, very much so knows everything about animals. So I asked him, I'm like, hey man, these lizards got me all kind of messed up. What should I do? He said, get a cat. And I'm like, a cat? I like cats, but the wife is terrified of cats. And he's like, well, I guess you're gonna die. The lizard gonna get you. I'm like, man, black people just have to be afraid of cats for whatever reason. You know? I just don't understand. My dad once told me when he came home from school, it was always late at night, and there would be a cat, a black cat by the front door of the house. And for some reason, that scared him, and he'd never go near until the cat went away. I'm like, nigga, you gotta be joking. Right? I don't know what it is about. I don't know if other Africans are afraid of cats, but South Africans are very much so afraid of cats. I don't know why, aside from the witch doctor used to use cats. I'm like, nigga, this isn't Harry Potter. But honestly, most of them that is the reason. And I'm like, damn, my grandma was a witch doctor and she was afraid of cats. So what y'all talking about? I don't know. It's just weird. Really weird. Okay, let's add the black here. Go. Not bad, despite having a jacked up zero sensitivity of the pen happening. You see, for this panel here, if y'all remember Volume 1 of Berserk, or it was in Volume 2, there was a little panel of Guts making the exact same pose, looking up to Griffith. Oh, it just struck me, man. It just struck me. And I was like, there's no way I'm not going to put that in bloody hell, but I need to put it in the right place. And this is the best place. The best place. So, let me make a new layer here. In fact, let me show y'all my favorite page. Actually, I have a lot of favorite pages, but my most favorite one, because there's zero dialogue in it, this is what people would consider aura farming. Like, ooh, Dracula is aura farming like Piccolo. That's what a normie would say. But yeah, this one is my favorite because it's as if it's the first time they're meeting after 200 years, but it's not. They just met like 5 minutes ago. But this time, where they're meeting is very significant. Ultra significant. Oh yeah, I wanted to fix this part here. Let's close this gap. Where they are meeting is so important. Maybe some people who've read the story can figure it out. That's like, wait, I know where that is, right? But yeah, this is my favorite. this is my favorite page out of all the pages so far. Would you ever do a color page with Jacob in a realistic painting? I never thought about doing that. I'm not sure if I can even pull it off, but I guess it's worth a shot. What the heck? It's worth a shot. Like the headshot. Thanks. Stephen Irwin, South African version. Oh yeah. Oh, poor Stephen. That's that. What do you call it? Manta ray? That stingray that killed him? I hope they barbecued that thing, bruh. But then again, Steve knew that he would be killed by an animal that he was handling. So, in anime, they would say, well, he died happy, right? He died doing what he loved doing. Indeed. Indeed. Let's see. In fact, now that I think about it, I know JJK, people say JJK is very death-centered, or the context is death. But no, it's not, if you ask me. Like, death is very cheap in JJK because Nobara didn't die, right? Gojo died, he got cut in half, but that's the thing. It's like, does death matter because of how you died? Or does it matter because it actually matters? You know, I don't think there's many manga right now that actually explore death to that degree very well anymore. And in my case, yeah, I never even thought about that, so I know I'm not really gonna be exploring death like that. I'm exploring things deeper than death. But basically what I'm trying to say is that there's no respect for death anymore. There's no real respect for it, right? Now a dude dies, it's like, whoa, he got cooked. You know, that's it. That's it, bruh. Like, death is... It's so cheap now, you know? It's cheap. In fact, it's even financially convenient for some people if you die. Like Erica Kirk. Charlie died months ago and she out here taking over, well, a would-be institution that is meant to help young men, right? But she's so oblivious to general young man issues like insane taxes, gas prices, and, you know, retarded hussies who have student loan debt that want you to marry them and pay it off. So it's like, look, lady, you don't know what you're talking about, okay? And you capitalizing on that dead nigga of yours is death right now. Death is cheap. There's no honor for the dead no more. Stupid pen. Okay, I'll get back here. Now, with this headshot, in the little panel that I borrowed from Zerk from, Guts eye, this other eye does not appear. And I can't make this one closed, doesn't make sense. But when I draw another one that's open, it doesn't have the same effect of, looking at Dracula with sheer hatred and pain. So let's see. What I wanted to do was something like this. I'm not sure if it's gonna work, especially now that, because of the pen thing, look at that, the lines are really jacked. I can't control it. Okay. Let me just do what I can. Whoops. Okay, let's quickly do a test drive. Initially, this was the idea. With certain headshots like this, you do want it really simple. I wanted to use a lot of cross-hatching over here in this giant black area, but maybe there's no need. What I can do is use cross-hatching for the hair, the usual, eyebrows. Let's see how that will look. Let's quickly do this. Okay. Let's remove this right here. This do you manually line the panel borders? Never. I don't know why anyone would do that. I used to do that, and then I had a revelation. So what I do is just use the normal square tool. Alright, you just do that. You do that. Use the normal line tool, you do that. You do that. I can't believe I used to manually draw these things in. Like, it was such a waste of time. But hey, you live and learn, right? Itachi, Jayara Sensei, and the like, that's important. Neji, to be honest, did not care much for him. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. It's because of who died. Yeah, I liked Neji, but in Shippuden, he really had no impact. I didn't care either. I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked. So I was like, Neji, that sucks. But in a way, that's when Kishimoto messed up his own message. The message was, there's no such thing as destiny. In a way, right? Naruto was supposed to be just a guy who proves that through hard work, you can make it. And that wasn't the case at all. Neji dying was somewhat proof of that. So, Kishimoto, you messed up. Indeed, people now are very desensitized. Also gotta blame the parents letting kids watch whatever. These parents never wanted kids, bro. They got pregnant by accident, right? Some who did want kids had no idea how difficult it would be paying so much attention to them little kids running around. They had no idea. I want to say I understand, but at the same time, it's like, look, woman or bro, you made the choice, whether it was a mistake or not. Now you gotta deal with it. These kids are doomed, man. Completely, utterly doomed. They're gonna eat us alive. They really will. Neji was irrelevant in Shippuden, yeah. Yeah, he was. Sadly. And so was Hinata, but, well, you know, she was just the girl that Naruto could get, even though he could have gotten anyone else. But oh well. Because Hinata, like, getting stabbed by pain, and Naruto, like, totally losing it, that didn't make much sense. Because it's like, look, yeah, she's like your classmate and all, but his reaction was as if Sakura got stabbed. But if Sakura got stabbed, we all would have celebrated. You know, we all would have celebrated. Remember when Sakura played with Naruto's feelings, saying, you know what, Naruto, I actually am in love with you. During the Kage summit, yeah, that was so messed up. And Naruto was like, stop kidding. Like, why would you say something like that? What about Sasuke? That was really cruel. But it was nice to see that, you know, Naruto really grew up and he knew that she really don't like me. So, it's nice that he didn't fall for that. Sometimes when people do Jacob fan art, y'all forget the guy's a vampire. The teeth. You must put the vampire teeth, bro. Stupid line. Yeah, maybe the lines don't work. People really hate Kishimoto and how badly Sakura is written. But Sakura is actually how real women act. I know, right? It just shows that, are we really gonna go there? But yeah, that is how real women act. It shows that everybody's got a projection of how sweet and lovely all the little girls, all women ought to be. But that's not the case, you know. Schopenhauer and Nietzsche, and there was another philosopher who spoke, Carl Jung. Carl Jung made it very clear that every man that sees a woman mostly projects his own qualities on her. What you see, aside from the beauty, is something that's in you, but you see it in her. And you think she will reflect that inner goodness that you're projecting onto her, but she's not that. She'll be like, bro, what are you talking about? You know? And you're gonna be so disappointed. So disappointed. So, oh well. There was a girl here who said, I'm hurt and I should not deem all women the same just because I'm hurt. I'm like, lady, you don't understand what I was saying, okay? You don't understand. Instead of calling me names and saying I'm hurt, you could have asked for clarification, you know, but oh well. That's typical, right? That's typical. Who hurt you? Ooh, blah, blah, blah. Like, come on. Come on. The animus and the anima, Carl Jung talks about. Is it the animus? Yeah, it's two of them. The female and the male archetype within each gender. I just forgot which is which. But yeah. Carl Jung was a genius. Pure genius. It's crazy that human beings like him, they come and go, bro. They die. You know, I had a dream in high school, and I think I've told it here before. The dream was, I think I was 18. I saw myself in my late 70s. I looked alright, healthy, just old. And I was in a shack, but not like a proper South African shack. You know what those ones look like. It was like one of those wooden cabin houses, right? And I was just there, old, and I was drawing my last page of something. And I took a bottle of whiskey, poured it in my glass, sat on the floor next to my bed and died. And then I woke up. I'm like, what the hell was that? That dream haunted me ever since. I wanted to understand why. Why would I dream about such a thing? Well, dreams are your greatest hopes and your greatest fears, I guess. Dying in a shack by yourself. As an old man next to the bed. I couldn't even die on the bed, bro. I died next to it. All right? Was one of my deepest fears that was beyond my conscious mind. And then I started learning about Machiavelli. Niccolo Machiavelli, the guy who wrote The Prince. He got fired from his position in Italy when a new power took over, and he was exiled, and he went to go live on his farm, and he wrote The Prince as an attempt, I suppose, to be recognized of his understanding of politics. I suppose you could say it was a job application, and no one cared. He died in that little house of his on the farm, and I'm like, damn. And then 100 years later, people publish it like, wow, this is fantastic. Right, only when the guy is dead, right? 500 years, here we are, and it's become almost common knowledge to the decently awake people, right? And I'm like, poor Machiavelli. I feel you, bro. And I was like, I had a dream about somebody like that. It was me, but somebody actually lived that. That was Machiavelli, a brilliant, brilliant writer and political analyst, right? Dead, like a homeless nigga. Life ain't fair. And I guess, even though I never knew him when I had that dream at 18, who knows? Maybe like in Attack on Titan, I was looking at the past. I inherited his memories. Which humans do, by the way. We do inherit memories. Who would have thought? Humans are just too weird, bruh. Way too weird. Alright, that's looking clean. That's looking clean. I'm just looking around now, seeing where the lizard is. Let me just stand up. I'm not gonna find it.
This one is pretty big. I wonder, how did it... Never mind.
Let me not bore y'all with my lizard problems. Okay. Now this one, I've been really reluctant actually to put gray tones in this chapter, but I ended up doing so. It was actually good Naruto ended with Hinata, because had he gone with Sakura, he would have been beaten every week. And Naruto would tolerate it, and of course there would be rumors in the village. Yeah, you're right. He would be emasculated. So, hey, Hinata was the best choice. I mean, she liked him, so he wouldn't have to like beg if he wanted her to bake him cookies, you know. The great Hokage can't control his woman, and we all know Sasuke would not play like that. But with Hinata, she would still respect Naruto like he was the king of the world. Yep, true that. True that, man. Sasuke had Sasuke waiting like a good girl. Oh, Sakura. He don't play, that's why Sakura is great for him. Yeah, good point. Superman, Batman, similar. The creators died not having as much as they could have. These corporations, man, screwed them over. No worse feeling like being watched, but you don't know where they are. Tell me about it. Hey, Ralph, what's up, bro? Yeah, we just chilling, man. Trying to get work done, fighting with lizards. The usual. The usual, bro. Always some jungle drama up in here. So, you haven't streamed in a while, Ralph. I haven't seen you streamed in a while. I guess you've been on hiatus, huh? But wait, you did actually come back recently, I saw. But you were away for a while. Oh well, hopefully you're well rested now, man. Back to work, back to work. No one's gonna finish our story for us. And I'm sure we wouldn't really want that. Whoops. I wonder if this pen will work. Nope, it's not working as it should. Today is the 14th of May. I told myself I'd like to finish this chapter before the end of the month. Now, luckily, this chapter is like 2 chapters in one, so in a way, I did not lose precious time. So I guess it's okay. But I recently just changed the ending again of this story. Ay, 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 has it been changing. It's gonna be a much better ending though now. So I'm satisfied with it. I hope I get there before I get arrested for no reason by the CIA. Lines, lines, lines. More lines. Alrighty. Maybe I can ink Dracula. I'll see. Let me just update this. Let's see. Almost there. Let's see, what does my day look like tomorrow? I don't want to burn all my energy now. I gotta keep some spares for tomorrow. If I burn out now, I won't want to do anything tomorrow. So I'll leave this. And you can say, bruh, it's just 3 panels that you're inking. It's not gonna burn your energy. I wish, bro. I wish it wouldn't, but it does. When it comes to rendering this, what is this for? Hard to do line weight with this pen currently. You know, I almost want to leave it black and white just like this. I'm so tempted to do so. But no. There's still more that can be done. Okay. Maybe that one's not necessary over there. There we go. And I can't do the line thing that I wanted to do here. See that? Sometimes less is more. Sometimes, not all the time. But maybe this one doesn't need so much intensity here. I can keep it for the nose. What happened to my music? Oh, that was all of it? Where is my other soundtrack? I'm always join so late to these. Hope you're good, gang. Welcome. Drawing at the moment. Oh, okay. You've been drawing offline. Yeah, I guess that is for the best to just, recharge. Drawing online all the time could drive you crazy. I like what you are drawing. Thanks. I've got some bad news. Uh-oh. Brotherhood won't be making the 15th deadline, I said. Life decided to royally screw my whole schedule. I understand, bro. Honestly, who did not get screwed in the last couple of months? Because if you didn't, I'd be like, whatever witch doctor you're paying to keep the bad luck away, you won't have to give me that phone number. So, it's understandable, bro. Like, everybody kind of getting tossed out here. But hey, we keep marching forward. And that's the bare minimum that you can do. Keep marching forward regardless. So let's go. Speaking of let's go, y'all saw the Odyssey trailer? Did you see how jacked it is? How even the accents, I don't want to commentate on the acting, but it all feels so cheesy. Overall, the Odyssey does not feel like a historical epic movie. Based on the trailers, it feels like a cosplay movie. Hard to believe Christopher Nolan is in charge of that thing. They put A$AP Rocky as the narrator in this movie, bruh. And I'm like, this is totally banana.com, bro. Straight up banana action. What are you doing putting a rapper in ancient Greece? Like, immersion totally broken. Putting well-known actors in one place, that we don't even... When you see Robert Pattinson there, you're like, that's Robert Pattinson. You don't see the character that he's supposed to be playing as, right? When you see Tom Holland, you just see Spider-Man, or Spider-Boy, right? They're no longer convincing of their roles, well, at least in this movie. So, it's a total mess before it was even released. Ellen Page is playing Achilles, and she decided to cut her chest off and attach a Frankenstein monster dildo between her legs because she wanted to be a man. I mean, bruh, you just can't. Hollywood, as they say, Holly weird, right? But for real, they went too far. They went too far, bro. Okay. Now, ideally, usually, I would be putting all the screen tones here where they need to be, but let's see what happens when I do, because I kind of feel like it's best that I don't, but let's see, especially when it comes to this panel here. Let us see. Well, it ain't bad. I just couldn't help myself. Ah, darn. I couldn't help myself. What y'all think? Is it necessary? Unnecessary? Yes? No? Man. I mean, I like it, but I'm struggling to pinpoint what I'm trying to make people feel when they see this panel in particular. I just want you to feel the raw hate and pain Jacob has for Dracula, even though he can't kill him, right? And that's going to be the funny thing about this chapter, is that all your hate and pain towards him, not that it doesn't mean anything now, but it's like with what you are about to learn here, Jacob, can you still keep the same emotions towards Dracula? You know? I hate, it's so difficult, but at the same time, it feels so nice. See, artists are crazy. Like, I'm crazy right now, because it's like, what's this nigga saying? Can't he just figure it out? No, bro. When you're an artist, you be talking to yourself. You want a second opinion, maybe, right? But this is part of the fun part of being an artist. Clashing with yourself as to like, should I keep this? Should I remove it? Yada boom, yada bam. Blah, blah, blah. It is maddening but fun. Oh, it's how you know you alive, bruh. It is such a weird but interesting feeling. Let me see if I were... because I used to do this in some pages. If I do this... I mean, yeah. In fact, you could say this is how bloody hell should have always been. There should have just been the red eyes and the blood in every page. Dude, please, don't remind me, okay? I suppose when part 1 is done, I'm gonna have to go back all the way to volume 1 and make all the blood and the red parts red. Create, you know, master editions for the part 1 box set or something. Looks nice, but not important. I may be late. Is the app up now? No, not yet. Bro, Nolan, I don't know what to say about this. I guess everyone has their bad egg. This feels so off from cast to design. It's a disaster, bro. It's a complete disaster. Like, Oppenheimer was great, and that was a Nolan movie, but the sex scenes were too random and awkward and stiff and weird. And unnecessary, of course. Apparently, that's when he was starting to go to the dark side, putting unnecessary things, and this whole movie is unnecessary. And I always felt Matt Damon was not the person to play Odysseus at all. Like, no. He's a terrible choice, if you ask me. Tadenzu, what's up, man? Oh, Rolf, you said I should keep it? Okay, I should keep the shade. All right. It adds to the weight of that second page. Having the left side so much more white versus the heavier. Oh, I see what you mean. Or like how Isayama does hatching on the eyes. Okie dokes, I'll keep it. Thanks. Yeah, this part can be white then. And in fact, I should remove the gray here. I should remove it. It felt unnecessary. But okay. Let me... So the page before this, it's not really a spoiler. It's just... It's gonna be like a huh type thing. Dracula says this to Jacob. I've come to save you. Honestly, if this thing magically got animated, I don't know who would be the perfect guy to voice Dracula, because that little example I just gave, definitely not. No. This Dracula is not charming at all. He's very direct, to the point, cold. Does he talk a lot? He talks based on what he needs to say. So most Draculas have a bit of charm to them. Like the Castlevania Dracula, he was a great voice actor, like truly amazing, but he wouldn't fit this version of Dracula. Obviously we'd need a deep voice, but would it be better if it had that English accent? I have come to save you. No, that's still charm. There's a bit of charm there. How about I have come to save you? That's very flat and boring. I have no idea. But anyway, so it's like, wait, what? The big bad has come to save Jacob? This is what makes him react the way he does. So, whoops. I'm gonna put this piece of dialogue here. Let's see. There. No. See, I'm keeping it all within the dialogue box. Gotta keep it there, people. Let's put the white outline thing. There we go. Now, anyone who's read the thing definitely would know that, you know, for the sake of context, because I fell under the pressure of holding readers' hands, and I'm like, bruh, if the people are retarded, that's on them. If they can't remember what happened in chapter 1 or 3, then that ain't your fault. Oh, what am I doing? That's not your fault. For this chapter in particular, I'm putting whatever you call this thing for the sake of texture. I stopped using this ever since early parts of volume 3. But now I'm bringing it back because this chapter is very, I don't want to say dark, but it's I don't know, it's got a lot of tension. It's got a lot of tension. It challenges Jacob, it challenges the reader, it completely demolishes like the foundations of what Jacob thought he knew, demolishes the foundation of the reader and what you thought you knew based on what was revealed in the story. But it also demolishes your real world foundations about what you think you know, right? So yeah, that was really fun because one part, just one page here, Dracula says something and it even blew my own mind. I'm like, damn, I wasn't expecting to write that, but why is it that this page is blowing my own mind? Oh well, it's always cool when that happens. Okay, let me try to clean this up. I wonder if my pencil tool will work accordingly since my sensitivity is offline. Let's see. No, not really, but maybe it's okay. Okay. No for the nose. Okay. Just one. I think this is the one. There we go. All right, I suppose. I suppose we could leave it there. Although for Dracula here, he shouldn't be left white like that. There we go. And then I just gotta put some highlights. Did anyone see King Charles recently head over to the throne room to announce the new digital ID garbage? I bring that up because of the comments, really. They were roasting the hell out of that guy, saying, look at this dude cosplaying as the king with his fancy garb, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of agree with them trolling him because screw him, right? What sort of king are you? Putting the squeeze on your people like that, opening the damn gates for everybody to come in. But in a way, the old me would have been like, is there nothing sacred anymore? Pfft, there better not be anything sacred for piece of trash leaders like Charles, right? But man, they roasted him, bro. They roasted that nigga. They hate him so much. And I'm like, rightfully so. Rightfully so. But in a way, social media it's too therapeutic sometimes. Instead of a proper revolt against Charles, as they revolted against, King Louis, who married Mary Antoinette, that led to the French Revolution. Bruh, it's like y'all just experience too much catharsis trolling the guy who probably doesn't even know what Twitter is, right? It's the same thing with our president here. People call in on the radio screaming, Ramaphosa, what sort of leader is this? Man. And I'm like, guys, how can you be wasting your energy like this? That nigga don't listen to the radio, right? He doesn't care. So it looks like older generations, they'll call in to scream on radio and then be gaslit by the radio presenter because they're in the government's pocket, right? But it's too cathartic for them. It's like, guys, you do realize if you didn't like something in the past, you would have to fix it yourself. But now, you can't. Now, even when you want to organize a march, a protest, you have to go apply for one to the government. I have to apply to protest the government. If you don't, you get arrested. Can you believe it? It is just so rigged. But yeah, screw Charles, man. He looked ridiculous in that garb, bro. It's like, dude, all the past kings would have had your head for being such a loser right now, Charles, like for real. There is absolutely no need for a monarchy in this day and age. It just looks absurd, like straight up absurd, especially coming from a place like Britain right now. It's just absurd. But it was funny and sad. Sad because I'm like, guy ain't gonna read your comments, y'all. Y'all feel like you got a good jab in. But hey, with the UK's new laws, they're gonna find everybody who dissed them if you're in the UK. Right? So, unfortunately, Charles is gonna find you if you're in the UK and you dissing him with his crazy garb. Oh, there's humanity. How did we end up in North Korea so quickly? Oh well. We all know these things are sponsored. But, hey. It is what it is. um, what about someone who sounds like Yamamoto or even Yuha for Dracula? Yeah, Yuha Baha's voice actor, the English one, I do like it. I do. It's a consideration. Yamamoto, nah. Yamamoto sounds ancient, but it's applicable for his character. Um, and he's an old man, you know. Dracula is very old, but he's he's not supposed to look and feel like an old man, you know. So, yeah. Um, if you want someone who sounds like Ichigo for Jacob, yeah, I did want someone like Ichigo for Jacob, but I changed my mind. Jacob should have a deeper voice than Ichigo. Like the voice actors for Optimus Prime voicing Thades and Megatron for Emperor Argo. Yeah, I noticed that in Invincible, and I was like, I don't know. Didn't for Argo fine, you know. For Argo it sounded fine, but Thades was a monster himself, and Optimus voicing him was it just didn't feel right, you know. Kay Starmer might be hated more with Charles. Many still see Elizabeth. That's why they give respect because of the predecessor. Regardless, I don't know what Elizabeth even did. Honestly, I have no idea. But this whole thing is just a show, right? The monarchy is a show. The English are not authentically English anymore. They hate themselves. It's just a disaster. It's sad to see. Sad to see. So, oh well. I blame the Pope, all the popes, for what has happened. Right? I forgot the Pope's name that allowed you know who to run amok, but it's all his fault and the others. Charles Spurgeon, a Christian apologist and theologian. I think he was from the 1700s or 1800s. Oh boy, did he tear up the you know who's. He tore them up. He tore them up. A lot of his writings were not published because of how critical he was of their behavior. And you know, they were calling him names. You're racist, Charles Spurgeon. Like, I'm just describing what I keep seeing. Racist, racist, racist. Okay, well, then all hell broke loose. So, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I had a dream I was on stage giving a speech. That was the weirdest. I've never had a dream like that. I was on stage giving a speech, telling the truth, and people were clapping. I was like, what? I was dropping bar after bar, bro. And I was like, no, this can't be real. I should be arrested right now. Where's the FBI? Why are these people still clapping? It was one hell of a dream, bruh. I was dropping bars. People were being educated. And I felt alive. And then I woke up. I'm like, damn, I knew it. There's no way this could happen. Who in the world is going to book a stage where I'm going to come speak? That's not going to happen. If it would be a setup. Oh, man. Let me grab this. gotta be taking these calls, people. In reality, you talk about the truth of the pastor in the school and his wrong teachings, and the how dare you from the students are real. The how dare you from the students? What do you mean? Recently went back to that Meat Canyon video, still funny. Oh, yeah, that guy, he's good at what he does, but he is very, very gross, bruh. Like his live action videos, super creative. He created truly amazing, but it's just so disgusting. You know, like I've never seen anything so repulsive. And it's like, look, man, why do you have to be so revolting? Like, it's a terrible, terrible fetish that he has for so much, I don't know what to call it, bruh, but it's truly sickening stuff. So, oh well. I got weirded out by one Meat Canyon. Yeah, you're not the only one. There's a lot of weird ones in there, bruh. So, oh well. Finally managed to put some pencils for this part here. I will do it, ink it another time. I'll just leave it alone. But, let's see, is there anything I could add here? Let's see. Let's crosshatch. Brush. Honestly, if I never had a PlayStation 2 growing up, man, I wouldn't be playing this music right now. I think I would have slit my wrist, bro. For real, because I don't like a lot of South African music. My piano garbage. It's always in the context of ziao, you know, groove, jive. And I'm like, y'all niggas just gonna jive forever? Why can't you calm the hell down? So, I would have lost it. Okay. Let me see. No. 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 Okay. I'm really... Oh, satisfied, is that the word? No, not really. I feel like this panel here, it needs a little something. There we go. because here it implies like, oh snap, is he about to attack? Let me just do this for the nose. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. Now, this part here of this eye, let me just see what happens if I use a pencil tool actually. Imagine doing this weekly. I think we all would have dropped dead by now. Honestly, if I was 20, I could do it, but I'd drop dead eventually. Because the Kagurabashi guy, he just dropped, so he's going on a week hiatus. And he's 25, right? So I guess they don't make green tea like they used to. Dropping at 25? I'm like, damn, bro. Which version of green tea you drinking? Because the Kishimoto green tea of old should have kept you going for a while. But oh well. And I'm out of energy now. I'll have to render this another time. I need to put a line there, but I can't even do that right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, there's actually 9 pages that I still gotta ink. Oh, and with the lizard, you know, killing my vibe, that's not gonna be easy. That's not gonna be easy. Something is missing here. Okay, no. Dialogue was supposed to go there. See this page right here? This, anyone who understands the fruits of the spirit properly you're only gonna really get what I'm trying to say here if you understand it. It's gonna be like, oh, this is some subversion stuff. Not really. It's showing for what it is. And sometimes, honestly, if this thing is read in 100 years, or maybe in 50 years, if the world hasn't gone insane, or more insane, I think if a scholar were to read Bloody Hell from a scholarly perspective, you're not really reading for entertainment's sake, because that's part of the problem. I'm not really trying to entertain anymore. If people want entertainment, mindless trash, there's plenty of that stuff, you know? I'm not trying to entertain. I'm trying to communicate ideas, because it's one thing to tell somebody to their face that 1 + 1 is 2, but imagine if you could illustrate a whole story about why 1 + 1 has to be 2. See what I mean? So I'm gonna need a scholar to read this. So I hope I'm finished before 2030. I'm gonna have to find a professor, bro. I'm like, yo, professor, read this, right? You got a PhD, right? Read this and break it down. And he'll be like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. You're using that idea, blah, blah, blah. This is your overall perspective on reality. But it's not just put there and you know, we're told to just believe it. You actually challenge the perspective that you're putting there itself through the characters. The greatest of writers are those who can challenge their own ideas, right? That is what truly makes you great. You can argue against your own idea, but what makes you stick with your own idea is because the argument against it, just not that it's not good enough, it's not applicable, you know? It's the only argument that can work, but if it's not applicable at the time, then you can't choose it. You will choose it if it were to be applicable, but because of the time, it's not applicable. And that's what makes a writer great. It's what makes a story great. If you know those things, right? These guys who are in the dungeons trying to entertain motherfuckers, they're always going to be locked in that dungeon. They're always going to be forsaken because there isn't a shortage for entertainment. There is a shortage for food for thought, right? There's a shortage for that. So, yeah. I look forward to finishing, man. Whew. I'm gonna finish. Alright. Let me see the last comments we got here. Where's the music from? Tenkaichi 3. Kawarabashi author can't even do color pages no more. He's so fried, man. Weekly is too deadly even for a young blood. They ain't got the stamina, bro. None of us got the stamina anymore. Right? As somebody that does take his time, despite working with urgency, you got to be able to reflect on what you're trying to say in a story. You just have to. Because it's just going to be so many mistakes. These editors are really doing great disservice to, or I should say the Japanese system is doing great disservice, right? When this generation burns out and fries out, they're going to be like, well, AI is going to help you guys out. And no, it's not. No, it's not. We heard from Walter what's going on. So, no. I like that outro music on your latest video. Oh yeah. Let me play the whole song of that outro. Guys, listen to the lyrics, okay? Listen to the lyrics of this song. It's a random AI song I found in the context of It's All Over. So listen to the lyrics carefully, okay? Great song, ain't it? Great song. Can I add 2 more teeth between Jacob? I could, but it's not gonna look right. It's not gonna look right. Just read old stuff. Well, yeah, that's what I do, bro. Was too random, but it is the harsh truth. Thank you, Garbo Boomers, for this era. You know, a lot of people do blame the boomers, but honestly, the boomers, they didn't know this was going to happen. It's just a scapegoat. We all know who to blame, and blaming boomers is just not going to help us. Even blaming the people who are to blame is not going to help us either, because you'll be called racist or whatever, phobic, right? So you can't blame nobody. You can't blame anyone. But guess what? This whole chapter is about who to blame. That's the irony, right? It's about who is to blame for all this damn niggery, right? Because if you can blame the correct person for something, and you have the stones to do something about it, well, in the real world, you won't end up in prison. But, you know, in the fictional world, you can try to fight, right? You can try to fight. So, hey, it is what it is. The boomers are on their way out. They live their lives. They don't care. They had the best of everything. Oh well, right? What comes next is Cyberpunk 2099. It's Brave New World with 1984. Yeah, go figure. You know, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but you gotta get used to it, bro. You're gonna have to get used to it. Like, do you know how much growth it takes for someone to not get mad when he has to take out his whole bag and pay for some bullshit? That's me right now. Like, I'm not even mad, bro. It's like, well, if you didn't take out the whole bag, it would have been stolen anyway. It's like, you can't be mad, bro. If you don't pay for what you gotta pay for, don't worry. Either some nigga gonna steal it or the government will. Oh, you can only laugh, bro. You can only laugh. Ay, chihuahua. Yeah, well, you always gotta look at the bright side, right? What is the bright side? Well, it's the little nice things you can still do, I guess. If you got some cookies on the shelf, that's the only nice thing, I suppose. You got to draw another page. That's nice. That's worth celebrating. It is what it is. It is what it is. But as the song went, it's over. It's never coming back. It's over. All right, y'all. I'm gonna play the song one more time a little bit and be on my way out. But it was a decent stream. I managed to do 2 pages. Yeah, I think the one rendered the other. The pen was messed up, so oh well. I did what I could. What can you do? But alrighty, people. Don't forget to check out the Patreon. Got all kinds of other stuff over there, right? And don't be shy about dropping an easy 5 on that PayPal. So yeah, that's it for now.